What's going on, socialites? It's your boy Ace Taylor with the Social Grade School, and we're coming at you raw and live with another video. And today we're talking about basic life skills that everyone needs to know. Now, these are some of the things that I learned as a kid, as a 7 and 8 year old kid growing up, right? Responsibility, adulting, cooking. And by 15, we were able to cook for ourselves, do responsibilities for ourselves. And I realized that a lot of people in this day and age don't know how to do that. So here I am giving you guys free game actually, on basic life skills and basic adulting skills. And we're gonna get into the practicality standpoint. And so before then, let's just have the conversation. So you want a car, you want an apartment, you want things to yourself, by yourself, and what comes with that? Well, starting with the house, because the house is the most important thing that you need when it comes to this life, when it comes to adulting. When it comes to a house or an apartment or anything like that, what you need is 2.5 to 3.5 times the income amount. What does that mean? It basically just means that if you're making $3,000 a month, but your rent is $1,500 a month, if you need to make 3 times that amount, you're going to be looking at 3 times $1,500, which is going to be what? Over $4,500 that you're going to need bare minimum, at the bare minimum, right? So you obviously don't qualify for that apartment. But if you get an apartment that's $1,000 a month and you need 3 times the rent, well, you're making $3,000 a month. 3 times 1,000 is $3,000. So you're right at that edge. That is what you can afford. Now, granted, you'll only have $2,000 for the rest of your bills, but can you make it? Can you handle it? That's something that we got to figure out. Now, what comes along with your abode? What comes along with your house? Well, we know electricity comes along with it, because you need to charge your devices, you need to cook, you need to do everything that you need, right? Then what else? Water and gas. Now, a lot of the times, typically this comes with the apartment. It's just an extra $25 to $45 charge. Now, you can choose to pay that through them or not. And if you don't pay it through them, even though it can be sometimes added into your rent, then you automatically pay it. But if you don't pay it, then obviously your gas and water is going to get shut off. Nobody wants that. Then on top of that, Wi-Fi. You need Wi-Fi. So with electricity and Wi-Fi, electricity is pretty consistent if you do not change your thermostat. So if you constantly are changing your thermostat up and down, that is when your thermostat is going to, or your electricity bill is going to go sky high. So when I was selling electricity and right before I got into solar, I would hear crazy things like people unplugging their devices when they're going on vacation, people turning off their AC and everything like that, and then having to turn it back on when they get back into town. Now, when you get back in town and you have this kick back on, your AC has to work overtime to cool down your space or to heat up your space, versus if you would have left it consistent on a consistent 78 or a 74 degree and it never shut off and it was always working and always kept your house AC, then your bill is gonna relatively be consistent. But see, a lot of people get into the foolish mindset of, oh, I can save money, or I can get things cheaper if I unplug things or if I turn off my AC. No, in essence, because it's not working, and when it does kick back on, because it has to work so hard, you're gonna feel the effects of that on your next bill. So there's that. Now, next thing, when you have a house, you need furniture. You need cooking utensils if you don't have that already. I've ran through a rough patch where I didn't have any of these things, so I had to reorganize and re-get these things. You need a trash can, right? So not only do you have rent, you have electricity, you have gas, you have water, but you have Wi-Fi as well. These are necessities that you need in every single day life. So if you're working online, you can't work online at the house if you don't have any Wi-Fi. You can't cook at the house if you don't have any cooking utensils. So in essence, you're spending money to save money, but I see people are trying to cheat life by not spending any money, and that's just not how this shit works. You always have to spend money when you're going through life. There's no excuses for that, okay? And this is just a part of that. What about a trash can, okay? What about a bath mat? What about cleaning materials? You need all this stuff, right? But let's just go with the cooking utensils. For a good set of cooking utensils, you're gonna be out of $60 at the bare minimum. And that's for the pots and pans. Then on top of that, you need hot mitts. Then you need cooking spoons and cooking knives. And then you need a set of silverware. What about silverware? What are you gonna eat with? Okay, you're gonna get plasticware. Okay, that's fine if you're in your early 20s. But once you get past 25, you don't have any silverware. Like, come on. What about glassware? You're gonna just use plastic cups? What if you have a guest come over? Do you have anywhere for them to sit? Do you have any dishes for them to use? Okay, you don't? Oh, that's awesome. But you need to invest in that, if not immediately, but sometime soon. Okay, so these are the things that are important and these are imperative for you to get done. Okay, then after that, what do you have? You need a trash can, you need a broom, you need a vacuum cleaner to get stuff done. A good vacuum cleaner is going to run you no less than $150, no less. In today's day and age, this is what you're looking at. Then a trash can, good trash can is not going to run you $10. It's going to run you at least $20 to $30, depending on the size that you want. Okay, then on top of that, decorations for your house. There's a plethora of things that you have to plan for and you have to have in the back of your mind in order to be successful living by yourself, moving out. And then on top of that, you need furniture. So not only do you need all this stuff for the kitchen, and you guys can tally that up in just a second, but you need furniture. So a couch, a bed, let's just say a piece of artwork or a couple pieces of artwork. Let's just say a TV you want. Let's just say you want a game system. You want to play the game. Maybe you already have the game. If you already have the game, that's even better. But if you don't have the game, that's something that you're going to need to add in. So bare minimum, you're going to be spending $2,000 to $3,000 for furniture. Can you handle that? Do you have those funds available for that? And then on top of that, for the bed, I'm not even counting the bed. I'm not counting the bed at all. That's just for the furniture surrounding the inside of the house. To furnish the place with a nice couch, a dresser, two side tables, and then a rug on top of that, and then you have your coffee table that's going to be in the middle of it. Now you don't have to have all this stuff if you don't want to, but this is just a part of living by yourself. Okay, what about a car? You want a car? Do you have the money to afford a car? What if you have repairs that you need done? Right now I got to get my brakes done. How am I going to get my brakes done with no money? You can't. So you're just going to be waiting. Well, if you had a $1,000 emergency fund, when these things come up, you can pull from that fund and get that stuff done immediately. And then on your next paycheck or next couple paychecks, put the money that you already spent back into your savings account. So that way that emergency fund is still at $1,000. So that way, if another emergency pops up, especially driving these old cars from 07 or maybe even 99 to all the way up to 2020, old cars, you're gonna need lots of repairs. You cannot make any excuses with these old cars. If you need something, get it done immediately, because if not, you're gonna put yourself in way more trouble than what needs to be. Gas. What about gas every single week? Maybe you guys have no problems with gas. What about insurance? $130, $150, $270. I mean, can you guys afford this? If you're paying a car note, can you afford it? How much money do you make every single month? $3,000, $4,000, maybe $5,000, maybe $6,000. If you're making $6,000, that's cool. You may be able to afford your car payment and insurance. But if you're making less than $6,000 a month, I'm hard pressed to see that you can afford realistically a new car and a full coverage insurance. I mean, it's just not feasible. So you're gonna have to get a cash car. You're gonna have to get a cash car. A good cash car is gonna run you $2,000, $3,000. Can you afford that? Maybe even a little bit more expensive than that if you want to buy a truck, if you want a business that you want to run. You got to think about these things. You got to plan for these things. Everybody, if you want a car, if you want a house, if you want anything, you need at least $1,000 bare minimum into your emergency fund account. And if you don't have it, everything that you're going to do is going to be extremely, extremely difficult. Which brings me to my last point. You cannot go through life as if everything is free, because it's not. You're going to have to either work for what you got, or you're going to have to steal everything that you got. And the former is better than the latter. Okay, so take this from me. I've been homeless. I've been out here in these streets. I've been sleeping in front of hotels. I've been sleeping in my car. It's not fun. It's not fun. That's why I work 80, 90 hours a week consistently without breaks, consistently. And I meal prep. This is why I do what I do. And we're going to talk about meal prep tomorrow on our next video, because it's something that you guys need desperately. I talked about the 5 things that you need to be a man. Meal prepping is one of them, and we're going to talk about things that you can meal prep. We're going to give you an ingredients, and we're going to just sit back and we're just going to kick it. Tomorrow we'll be in studio. So I'll have the ingredients to show you guys and what you guys need for all this stuff. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed that piece of content. Things that you need to do as a man if you want to move into your own house, how much money that you need, what you guys need as far as furniture and stuff goes. Did I miss anything? I'm thinking that I did miss something, but I really just don't know what it is. Anyways, it'll come back to me. I love you. I appreciate you guys. And you guys check out my last video that I did yesterday if you had the time. Peace.